Hey guys, so for the DX1 review, I thought I'd do something a little different. So I'm going to be reacting to my DX1 review that I filmed about a year ago, which can be a little cringe when you're watching your younger self review a surfboard and not know much about it. So I'm going to fill in some information and react to it, so enjoy this episode. Let's give it a play. Hey, this is Jake from Jake's Board Reviews, and today we'll be reviewing the DX1 by DHD. Jake's Board Reviews! Loud music. So the board I'm currently holding is a custom for a dude named Dylan, and it is 5'10" by 19 and 2 3/8, coming in at 27.45 litres. So this is, just to fill in, this is not one of my mates, Dylan. It's not his board. So yeah, the guy was named Dylan. The biggest problem I had with this board was dialing in a fin set. But actually recently my cousin came from down south to visit, because as they do when they come up north on holidays, during school holidays, and I started running these fins. I'm going to switch around. These were the AM1 honeycomb fins in a medium, and these fins. So before I continue, when I said I had a problem dialing in a good fin set, it felt like actually with the FCS Performers when I rode it a few years back on my mate's board, it felt actually really good. I'll get into more information about why it felt good later on in the video. Felt the best for the board. It's a bit of a rake back tip, but kind of all around, so, yeah, a bit more rake back than accelerator fins, but I think they work the best for this board to suit that 3 to 6 foot range. I would say right. That yep. If I was to go this board again, I would probably go it in a 6.0 or 6.1 just to beef it out a bit more. Maybe 28.5 litres, 29, because I feel this board, as the rock is quite refined. Alright, so younger self saying how the rock is quite refined. I think I was referring to the rails and also how thin it gets towards the nose of a board. So yeah, in a sense it is semi-accurate, but not really. Anyway, yeah, so let's carry on this video. Up in the nose area. It's okay, yeah, up in the nose area. Very performance-y, let's say that much. That bird was making a nice noise. Jack Freestone, yeah, nice, is quite a thin, lanky guy. Quite a strong guy, but quite thin and lanky. So for him, he likes to throw a lot of airs. And personally for me, I don't like to do that. I'm all about doing carves, floaters, snaps. We have a squash tail. Now, I wasn't wrong there. I'm just going to pause there. I wasn't wrong, so yeah, it's definitely a board that you can launch airs on. I'm pretty sure Julian Wilson chose it as the Stab in the Dark winner. I'm not sure if that was 2015 or 14. I got to double check, but comment below what year was the year Julian Wilson won the Stab in the Dark. Let me know. I'll put it up in the screen maybe. No, I won't. Comment below. Not accurate. Anyway, let's keep going. And that tail is going to allow for just performance in that kind of 2.5 to 5 foot. I think that's personally the best conditions for this board. Yeah, the wave range is exactly correct. That 2 to 5, 2 to 6 foot range. And I'd also say, fin-wise, just to add in something, is that a neutral set of fins actually go well with this board. So a neutral fin works really well with this board. If you want to get it in some bigger surf, a rake fin. So yeah, John John's F6 Neutral Legacy Series. I feel like the F6, especially the F6, doesn't have too much rake on it, but as soon as I got it in like a punchy beach break, even like a 2 foot beach break, it felt good. When I was riding it on a small point break, so one of the waves, local waves, is quite lackluster in power sometimes. If it's not above like 2 foot, it just doesn't go and you need an alternative board to surf it. Anyway, let's carry on with this video. My mate had it in a 6.1. His name's Curtis. Hello, Curtis. And he had it in a 6.1, yep. And it was coming in about 28.5 litres, which was a bit on the thicker side for him. But when I rode that the first time, that felt like the magic board for me. So if I was to go this board again, I'd definitely recommend you beef it out a little more. We have a single concave. As Darren says, I would say, yeah, definitely that's correct. So younger self, you're right there. Definitely beef it out a little more because it is quite thin and it's definitely a knifey shortboard. So I think you can get a lot out of it even if you go a bit bigger with this board. But you don't want to go too big. I would say, yeah, you can almost go like similar to like a step up dimension. So you can add like 1 litre, 1.5 litres, etc. Anyway, let's carry on. I thought it was a single to a double, but I'm not always right. I'm just human. A single concave running throughout the board, and it goes in. Me putting in some basic psychology there. I'm just human. Anyway, a deep single through the tail, and I think that's going to allow it to just carry that speed down the line. Great for beaches. You watch some guys like Jeremy Flores on the tour. He's still riding a kind of medium to high entry rocker, but if you look at most of the guys on tour from 1 to 5 foot, they're riding medium entry rocker boards. So this is, yeah, I don't think it's great for an average everyday surfer, but it does paddle quite decently, so take that into account. Just putting it out there. Alright, before I carry on, so I said it's not great for average everyday surfer. If you're up at the upper end intermediate range to advanced surfer, obviously that's what it's catered for, or middle intermediate. If you ride it as a lower end intermediate surfer, just go upper size. So that's good to know. Jake's board reviews the younger self that he never released this video, so we're reacting to it. Yeah, my hair was pretty blonde. Thanks for watching this review. We will have another review coming shortly on the Odyssey Stump by Chipper Wilson, which is a model by Catch Surf, I shall say. So thanks for watching, and subscribe down below if you haven't already, and see you next time. Cheers. Jake's board reviews. Alright, so to end this sequence or episode, I'd like to say this. DX1 is a great board. I'd say the follow-up board, the Phase 3, is even better, especially for like as more of a daily driver. I think its wave range is definitely really impressive. So DX1 Phase 3 is a great board, so I would recommend you try it out if you're still into those knifey high performance shore boards. Me, myself, I'm not so into those boards anymore, but yeah, that was that review. So that's the old me talking about the DX1. Thanks for watching.